Hello, potential Knuckles Chaotix speedrunner. Welcome to a little tutorial about how you do the introduction stages for this game. There isn't too much that I can sort of say in this video that's going to be me talking about why you should play this game, but hopefully what I can do here will be enough to spark your interest. So I'll have a link in this video to my best time with the tutorial to show you what it looks like in perfect execution. Well, no, that is a very bold claim to say it's perfect execution. Far from perfect, but I hope that the hints with the input viewer that I've got on and webcam might offer some help. You can see my incredibly white hands. So if we get the game rolling, whenever we start a new game, we come up with the same thing. Knuckles, with a beautiful 32x power, he enters the stage, and what we want to do is a quick spin dash. So we can't do it with all three buttons there, like traditional Sonic games. But I will show you. So we'll take a pause. Knuckles lands pretty much as soon as he's in the frame, and even before the time is up on the stage. So what we will end up doing is doing a one-tap spin dash and jumping as quick as we can. So you want to do that and then jump over that long gap that you just saw as quick as we can, and then we pick up SBA. So one thing of note that will be important for any run that you do is to get rid of your character as much as you can, because you do not want positive rings at the end of your run, unless of course you're doing a all chaos rings run or all chaos fruit loops. We want to skip that tutorial, so we just mash start on whatever button we have a start. And now we are in the second part of the introduction stage. So at this point, we want to do another one-tap spin dash and a jump, which will sort of give us very quick speed. We will go up a slope, and you can either pick up the box that is there, or you can just quite easily skip on it. You don't need it. This will show off a sort of quite a advanced strategy, which I'll do another little sort of mini vid on to show off how it works. So yes, so we are in here, we tap and then we jump, so it gives us some good speed. We jump again, that's another platform that you can bonk on very easily. It turns out I was too slow to do that strat, so instead we'll get SBO to hold. And then with Knuckles, instead of running with him to get to the switch, we want to jump, because he will hit that switch a lot quicker. Slopes, again, things that you can jump off of, that you can get some quicker speed with. And then we transition into the next part of the introduction. So this is where flinging or slingshots come in. This is something that you might be particularly interested in, because there is quite a bit of it in the introduction stages, and a heck of a lot of it if you want to run with one of the other characters that isn't Charmy as a primary character. So what we want to do in this stage is we want to line up with like the edge sort of block of this of this platform. So we don't want to fall off the edge, but we want to line up. If you have a look at the sort of the long slab, the long orange slab, the little black hole between the next one and the thin one, you want to sort of be in the middle there. That's a good spot to aim for. And you're too far to the left if you're sort of nearer the checker marked one, the Green Hill-esque one, and you're definitely way too far right if you are on the edge. So now this is where flinging is involved. You can see that I have picked up SBO. If we press B with SBO and he's not next to us, he will hold us instead. But we want to be next to him and we want to hold B. So this is how a fling works. We want to be holding down B. On a controller, we're quite lucky that we have C so close to... that sounds like something that we shouldn't take for granted, but... So you want to be holding B in this case, and whatever your button configuration is, you want to have your thumb close to C or another finger close by so that you can sort of pull this off. Again, it's muscle memory. If you don't get it first time, it's like nobody will get it first time. It's very much a case of trial and error. So we want to be holding down B. Want to be holding B when we bring start back. We want to jump, so you'll be getting it right if you're doing this. As you're jumping, you want to release B and hold down up. So that's a good start. You want that. That's the sort of thing that you want to start off with getting. And you don't want to be holding down start either, because if you hold down start, Knuckles doesn't quite fling himself off the ground quite as much. You can see that he stays in his ball form. But if we do that, okay, I just went a step ahead. Anyway, so that's what a fling looks like. You want to hold on to the character in midair. So as you can see, that was the frame that we managed to pick SBO back up again, and we fling him up again. So that's pretty much the peak of their jump, and you've got to find the frame when SBO comes back in reach of Knuckles, so that you can fling it off again. I haven't sort of tried with pause buffering, because this is something that you shouldn't need to pause buffer for. But if you're learning, it might be quite useful. So excuse the funny finger setup down here. Yeah, that wasn't something I could quite do. So you can see we're sort of meeting just above where the grass is on the background. Just below the pause. It's pretty much underlining the pause at the moment. So that's a little visual cue to where I'm going with that at the moment. So this is actually where we want to be in the tutorial. We want to do a one-tap spin dash up here, and then SBO will hold on. We already kept a lot of speed going downhill in that section, so we can hold on with SBO and just go straight through the door with Knuckles. Again, jumping and holding SBO there. This isn't a fling because we used the spring, but it's good to do that as well. That was a one-tap spin dash. That's all we needed to get up there, and we jumped off the slopes at appropriate times to build speed up again. Again, this is another section where we want to line up with a bit of the background and then do a fling. So you can see some very lovely trees on Isolated Island. We want to jump over and get SBO to come over and not walk away, and we line up with the third tree. So there was one tree. In fact, actually we'll show it off. So we had this tree over here. Just after the rings, we want to be in line here. We want to do some flings up a couple platforms. So we can use that spring as well to help us with the flings. Obviously, a side effect of not doing the flings right is they'll go off diagonally instead. So holding up, that's what an up fling looks like. A neutral fling, just holding B, will do that. And if it faces that way, it will go the other way. And if we're holding left or right, they will properly go in that direction. So we want to make sure that we are holding up, but we don't want to hold it all the way, all the time. So we'll do a little jump here. And then we fling ourselves all the way up to the platform. If Knuckles doesn't quite make it, you can press down, and then he'll come along. So we'll do some sideways flings here because we want to get up on this side of the level. And then that's that part done. And now, once you've nailed down the flinging, this is possibly the easiest part of the stages. I'll probably say that and whiff it now, but you just throw it all the way up. There you go. Easy as you like. And you're right at the end. So that was the introduction levels in 332. I'll try and pull it off. Actually, no, you've got the video. You've got the video. Or shall I do it? If you want to stick around, sure. I'll give you a little look. So we want to do a quick spin dash here, jump, and jump over the gap, and then we're at the carrier. We want to be lined up with the middle, because I want to show off if we're not. Knuckles has to walk over to the middle. So if you are sort of on this side, you have to wait for Knuckles to walk over. This is the place where I get rid of SBA for a little bit, so that I don't have loads of rings at the end of the stage. Do a little bit of start mashing, because we don't want that tutorial, we just want the introduction. So do a little jump there. SBA got big, that's not the end of the world. Okay, we couldn't quite get the skip. That's something I will show off. That will be linked in the description. Again, more flinging. We could have had a little more luck with how Knuckles was used in that section, but let's not to worry about too much. So now we line ourselves up with this part. Quick one tap, so we're up on here. SBO will line up with the button very nicely, so when he hits the ground, you can pretty much press hold down and you know that he will be on the button. Use the spring again, and then jump here, and jump on the edge there. Sometimes SBO doesn't really cooperate with the jumps off slopes and he keeps you in one section of the level, so you sometimes have to call back. Third tree, up, up, ooh. That was the neutral fling. We don't want that. Ooh, taking a lot of neutral flings. In this part of the level, if you're having a bit of worry with getting up to particular stages, there are quite a lot of springs to help you out. So the blue springs will help with both of the characters' momentum, whereas a red spring or a yellow spring only do it for one character. So sideways flings here, and then all the way up to the top here. So a particularly good time of this stage will be just under 2 minutes, which it looks like we could be creeping up on now. Quite often you might miss the character, which you'll just have to go through again. And then we are on, we don't need minus rings, but under 50 is good if you're not doing a beat the game run for this section. So that was a quick tutorial and a quick introduction, I guess, in 2 ways. So that's how the introduction is done, that's how flinging is done, and that's the general way that you complete the introduction in a quickish time. So stick around if you want to learn the nitty-gritty with the cheeky door clip. But I hope that this has given some insight into what's needed. Well, it's not needed at all, but to go for the top times. Yeah, I hope that this was useful.